BCW fans, I am longtime independent wrestling fan supporter Robert. The Summer on Smash was a wonderful, awesome show out from the Elks Lodge on Queens Boulevard. We actually had a pre-show match with three guys in a three-way match whose names were never announced. And three men, one came through the curtain and two came over the guardrail attacking these three guys in the match and ended up in a no contest. Then we had the main show start with the Bree Cartel, Joseph Von Schmidt, and Mario Bocaro with General Romero in their corner against Flawless and Lawless. Just before the match began, it was announced if Flawless and Lawless win, they would get a match of any kind with General Romero at any time. The match was on, and Bree Cartel were victorious over Flawless and Lawless. Our next match of the night saw Riot Rays with accompanied the ring by Superstar Whiplash as he defeated Sebastian Cage. I didn't get the name of Cage's corner man. I do apologize. Then in singles action, we saw Dick Justice defeat General Romero. After the match ended, the Bree Cartel, Bocaro, and Von Schmidt attacked Justice, and also Romero had a masked man out at ringside with him during the match. Didn't quite get his, I don't think they mentioned his name. But they left Justice laying in the ring until the referees came out to help him out of there. Then, in women's action, we saw a great match between Sonya Strong and Willow Nightingale, which ended up in a time limit draw. I certainly hope there'll be a rematch with those ladies in the future. Then, at that point, the notorious 187 Homicide comes to the ring with a chair, says he's not waiting anymore, and saying his match with the King of New York, AC Negro, is going to happen right now. And the match was on, and eventually Casey Blade comes through the crowd, and while Homicide, at one point he threw referee Shady Torres out of the ring and placed Negro in the sharpshooter, and Casey Blade had come through the crowd, and he gives Homicide a DDT, and the DRS reunite, and one of them nailed Julius Smokes with a chair, and eventually Danny DeMonto hits the ring, and he saves, and the DRS skedaddle out of there, and Danny, I don't know if he was shooting from the hip or what he was doing, but he did issue a challenge for a future show to team with Homicide against the DRS. Not surprisingly to me at that point, they went to intermission, and it felt long. But then we resumed the show as the Greek god Papa Don defeated Azrael. Then, in tag team action, we saw the Super Savages, Caveman and Monte, take on Team Pazuzu, Pinky Sanchez, and Jaka. I gotta say, Jaka really impressed me. This was my first time seeing him, and he's definitely gonna be something as time goes on. Eventually, the Super Savages got the win, and Jaka took the microphone, issued a challenge, because he and Pinky attacked the Savages after the match, and they were saved by Certified Sexy, Gino and Nutrius. And at that point, Jaka took the microphone, he issued a challenge for an 8-man tag with their fellow Pazuzu comrades, EYFBO. Next matchup, we saw Sonny Kiss defeat Eric Jaden. Surprised that match went so late in the show. And then the final match of the evening was Volume 2 of Flight Night. As in a 6-way match, we had Dickie Moon versus Maxwell Jacob Feinstein versus Mike Donovan versus the Grim Reaper versus Darius Carter versus Habib from the Car Wash. The rules at the beginning of the match stated that whoever scored the first pinfall would be in a rest period, and the second person who scores a pinfall, the two men would face each other. Darius Carter got the first pinfall, and then the Grim Reaper got the second pinfall, and then Reaper and Darius went one-on-one, and the Grim Reaper was victorious over Darius Carter. And Reaper, I think, joins Pinky Sanchez for the final 6-way match, which will be coming in the future. But let's just say BCW, this was their best effort to date. Now, personal notes time. It was great seeing Mike McNicholas, Stella, Jeff, Brandon, who showed up late. Good Eats Diner on Grand Avenue's got some pretty good food. DJ Reckless certainly played some great music before the show and during intermission. There were some men sitting near me. They were singing some very old songs, and I guess we could say they've invented Brie combination karaoke. Here's a memorable quote. Shocker. Me, when I caught Dennis Long who runs Tier 1 Wrestling. He was sitting on the bus right across from me on the bus en route to the show. I really was hoping Summer on Smash would have had a bigger crowd than it did. You know, they did great advertising the show. I wish they could just. I don't know what went wrong. I mean, I know. As I was talking to commentator Peter Rosado after the show about, maybe the three, as I call it, the three B's of summer could have been the reason. The three B's of summer I refer to are baseball, beach, and barbecue. Since most people do that in the summertime. BCW, how would you? I know you got a Facebook page, alerting with news and all, but have you thought about having like a BCW fan page where like the fans really voice their opinions and such? I mean, give me the word and, I could put one together. And also BCW, I want to say congratulations because, in case you can't see, obviously I will be back in the future. However, BCW returns to the Elks Lodge on Queens Boulevard on Friday night, July 29th, as they present When Sparks Fly, featuring the return of a man who will be making his final appearance in the New York City area, Moose. I think this is a very good flyer, by the way, guys. And hopefully I can make this show, because Friday shows are tough for me due to my work schedule. Hope I can make it. Let's see here. Well, I don't even know whether I'm there or not. I would like to see take place at When Sparks Fly. The Super Savages and Certified Sexy against all four members of Team Pazuzu. I'd like to see Danny D'Amato and Homicide against the DRS. A return bout between Sonya Strong and Willow Nightingale with no time limit. Dick Justice and Flawless and Lawless against the Brie Cartel, or maybe the Brie Cartel against Dick Justice and two other people. There was a very pretty woman in green at the show. I don't know if she was still around during the six-way match. Great seeing Fred. Actually, one thing I do want to address. I remember when I arrived at the building, I see Jeff and Stella outside were at the door on Goldsmith Street. Eventually we were told we had to go into the parking lot and go through the back door to enter. Wouldn't it help to put a notice on that door on Goldsmith Street telling everyone to enter through the back? We were waiting all that time, and I kept thinking, hey, where's the crowd? Because it already was past 7 p.m. I'm thinking, where's the crowd? Where's the crowd? Eventually, someone was kind enough to tell us that we had to go in through the back. And due to the crowd not being so big, I kept my megaphone in the bag. Great said after great seeing Stacy. Also, after the show, the famous Randy Corelli made a cameo appearance, and we got to talk for a bit. Hopefully you'll come to a BCW show in the future, Randy. This company is definitely on the rise, and this is only their third show. This is definitely going to be, well, I hope as time goes on, this company continues to grow, and who knows what else they can pull off. And, you know, I mean, I don't know what other... I mean, I think other things I could say is that, you know, that's why I mentioned about that BCW fan Facebook page. I mean, maybe we should, if you'd like, I could put one together. BCW, give me the word, the high sign, because, you know, I could think of many people that I think would fit in quite nicely with this company. But BCW had a great show. Your best effort so far this year.